Need to cut some lining.
So we've doubled the fabric over.
Yeah, this is double fabric. Now the thing with lining, this is the lining fabric is lycra, which is stretchy, and what you can do is you do have to keep it slightly shorter because the hem of these two is going to have a separate fall, so they're going to fall individually, and we're just laying the one on top of the other. Now we're not going to bother like the front, like the top layer, that's going to have the button part. The bottom one is, we're not going to bother doing that with that, so I'm going to cut them both the same. And what I'm going to do is just maybe just do an opening or a slit or something in that and trap it in the other fabric. I don't know, we'll decide. We're going to cut them the same anyway. It's getting late and I'm getting a little bit impatient now to get this over and done. Okay, I decided to actually seam the lining and the shirt together because it just wasn't, it was going to make it look like a cheap shot of a job if I didn't. So first of all, I cut the front piece in half, the lining part, and then I've hemmed the bottom of that and I've attached the two, and now we're just going to press them into place. And I was just telling Halima the story of me teaching people how to press, and somebody remarking about being taught how to do pressing. Now one of these fabrics is actually lycra, and lycra has a stretch, so it's a little bit more difficult to stitch. So if you're sewing something like lycra, I wouldn't advise to use a lining, lycra as lining, because it would cause you difficulties, and so stick to a normal fabric for lining. And now because one part was slightly more than the other and I cut the lining less, what I've done is I've left that slightly sort of more than the other. So the chiffon is actually folded onto itself. And that's just one side done. We're going to do the exact same on the other side, and then what we'll probably do is just seam that up and just leave enough of an opening. This actually makes it a lot easier to do it like this than doing it any other way, because it would save you matching things up, and if you wanted to leave the shirt open, then you would have to do the buttonholes and so on. This is just attaching the lining and the dress part together so it's easy to stitch.
What part are you attaching it from?
This is just the side seam, you know, from underneath your armhole.
Okay.
Also, if you're going to elasticate it, the one other suggestion that I would make at this point is, you know, when you've done this side seam and you've attached the two together, measure from the top of the dress, put it against the individual and measure how far the waistline is down, and then just notch it or something on the edges, and then iron mark it so that you've got a straight line. So this is the back of the dress, that's the lining, and this is the back. What we're going to do is just place that on top. We're not going to bother attaching this because we're going to directly attach the shoulder seams onto this. Just do a little bit of a seam just to hold them together while you're placing the top piece on top of this. So this is the one. That's the other side. So that's the lining and that's the top piece. What we're going to do is we're just going to do like a scale stitch all the way around the neckline, because we need to trim into this, but we need to keep the lining and the top fabric together. So this is just like a stitching, a loose stitching to hold the pieces together.